Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 25, Text 10, by His Grace Sundar Gopāl. Murtim nah puru kripaya gabharatatvam samshuddham sadasadidam vibhati tattva yalliram mrigapatiragadena vadyam agatum svajanamanam sivaravira. Murtim, different forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nah, unto us, Puru Kripaya, because of great mercy. Babhara, exhibited. Tattvam, existence. Samshuddham, completely transcendental. Sat asat idam, this material manifestation of cause and effect. Vibhati, shines. Tatra, in whom. Yat leelam, the pastimes of whom. Mrigapatihi, it's not Murga, Mriga. The master of all living beings, who is exactly like a lion, the master of all other animals. Adade, taught. Anavadyam, without material contamination. Adatum, to conquer. Svajanamanamsi, the minds of his devotees. Udaravirya, who is most liberal and powerful. Not at the cost of attention. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: this manifestation of subtle and gross matter exists within the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Out of causeless mercy toward His devotees, He exhibits various forms which are all transcendental. The Supreme Lord is most liberal and He possesses all mystic power. To conquer the minds of His devotees and give pleasure to their hearts, He appears in different incarnations and manifests many pastimes. Please repeat: this manifestation of subtle and gross matter exists within the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Out of causeless mercy toward His devotees, He exhibits various forms which are all transcendental. The Supreme Lord is most liberal and He possesses all mystic power. To conquer the minds of His devotees and give pleasure to their hearts, He appears in different incarnations and manifests many pastimes. Purport: Srila Jiva Goswami has translated this verse as follows. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause of all causes. It is by His will that gross and subtle ingredients interact. He appears in various incarnations just to please the hearts of His pure devotees. For example, the Supreme Lord appeared in the transcendental incarnation of Lord Varaha, the boar, just to please His devotees by lifting the planet Earth from the Garbhodaka ocean. Next.
Read the whole chapter. Chant this one.
Yannama shrutamanu kasmad arto va yadipatitah pralambhanadva hantyam ha sapadi nirnam sheshamanyam kam sheshad bhagavata ashrayen mumukshu. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.25.11. Even if he be distressed or degraded, any person who chants the holy name of the Lord having heard it from a bona fide spiritual master, is immediately purified. Even if he chants the Lord's name jokingly or by chance, he and anyone who hears him are freed from all sins. Therefore, how can anyone seeking disentanglement from the material clutches avoid chanting the name of Lord Shesha? Of whom else should one take shelter? Go on.
Finish the chapter.
मूर्धन्यर्पितमणुवत् सहस्रमूर्ध्नो भूगोलं सगिरिसरित् समुद्रसत्त्वम् आनन्त्यादनिमितविक्रमस्य भूम्नः को वीर्याण्यधिगणयेत् सहस्रजिह्वः. Because the Lord is unlimited, no one can estimate his power. This entire universe, filled with its many great mountains, rivers, oceans, trees, and living entities, is resting just like an atom on one of his many thousands of hoods. Is there anyone even with thousands of tongues who can describe his glories? Evam prabhavo bhagavan ananto duranta viryorguणानुभावः मूले रसायाः स्थित आत्मतन्त्रो यो लीलया क्ष्मां स्थितये बिभर्ति. There is no end to the great and glorious qualities of that powerful Lord Anantadeva. Indeed, his prowess is unlimited. Though self-sufficient, he himself is a support of everything. He resides beneath the lower planetary systems and easily sustains the entire universe. Eta heveha nirbhir upagantavya gatayo yatha karma vinirmita yathopadesham anuvarnitaha kaman kamayamanaihi. My dear king, as I have heard of it from my spiritual master, I have fully described to you the creation of this material world according to the fruitive activities and desires of the conditioned souls. Those conditioned souls who are full of material desires achieve various situations and different planetary systems, and in this way they live within this material creation. Purport. In this regard, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Anadi karma phale padibhavarnava jale taribare nadekhi upay. My Lord, I do not know when I commenced my material life, but I can certainly experience that I have fallen in the deep ocean of nescience. Now I can also see that there is no other way to get out of it than to take shelter of your lotus feet. Similarly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offers the following prayer. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam budhau kripaya tava pada pankaja sthita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. My dear Lord, Son of Nanda Maharaj, I am your eternal servant. Somehow or other, I have fallen into this ocean of nescience. Kindly, therefore, save me from this horrible condition of materialistic life. Etavatir hi rajan pumsaha pravritti lakshanasya dharmasya vipakagataya uchavacha visadrisha yatha prashnam vyachakhe kim anyat kathayama iti. Translation. My dear king, I have thus described how people generally act according to their different desires and as a result get different types of bodies in higher or lower planets. You inquired of these things from me and I have explained to you whatever I have heard from authorities. What shall I speak of now? Thus in the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 5th canto, 25th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Glories of Lord Ananta. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
So thank you very much joining in for our Srimad Bhagavatam class. Already 9 o'clock. Supposed to finish at 9:30. Read so many verses. What do you understand from this verse? We covered what, 5 verses? 6, huh? What do you understand from all these verses? Glories of Ananta says. Good. Who else?
Anantadev is past tense of Lord is not able to finish glorified, even though it is unlimited. Unlimited.
From Anantadev, glories are unlimited. No end to his glories.
His name is such Ananta. Sesa. What does Sesa mean?
End.
Unending.
End.
End. Sesa means end. Ananta means no end. And Sesa means end.
This is the definition of Ananta.
Yeah? Take out. Main thing is that he is actually an expansion of the Lord. Not different. And you can see he's actually doing a lot of service for the Lord. 1 to 4.
There is a verse in German.
He is actually the unlimited end of subject.
That definition is actually a verse. 1 to 4. Shri Ananta said,
Assumptions.
huh? Here only fifth chapter of Agaliya is the somewhere here near this verse. Vayananta and Maheshesha. Shesh means end. Avashesh means remainder. Yeah.
So the point is this, that he is actually an expansion of the Lord. Actually is an expansion of who? Who is the first expansion? Balaram. From Balaram you get who? Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Nurdaya and Sankarshan. And then what you get? Again, Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Nurdaya and from this Sankarshan who you get? So many Narayana. And from that Sankarshan again you get?
The first Sankarshan gets Narayan, and the second Sankarshan gets the Purusha.
Then you get the Purusha avatar. What is the Purusha avatar? After the Purusha avatar, what you get? Or you get Dasa avatar. Says what? Your Shastra. Huh? What? You think? You saw in the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So after that, from the Purusha avatar, then the Guna avatar is. What are the Guna avatar? And after that, what you get? Huh? You get all the curse. Manvanta avatar. Then you also get the Yuga avatar, unlimited avatar,
Leela avatar.
Leela avatar, then Satya Vishesh avatar. All these are very vividly explained in 20, Madhya 20. All the avatars are explained. So here we are hearing about Ananta Sesh, and he is providing the Lord with what? The bed, the hood is like an umbrella, pillows, everything is provided by the Lord. I mean, by his service.
This is the meaning.
So the point was that you got it.
Here is Adi 5.123. Chhatra Paduka Shaya Upadhan Vasan Aram Avas Yajna Sutra Simhasan. He serves Lord Krishna, assuming all the following items: umbrella, slippers, bedding, pillow, garments, resting chair, residence, sacred thread, and throne. Eta murti bheda kare Krishna seva kare, Krishner sheshata paiya sheshanama dhare. He is thus called Lord Shesha, for he has attained the ultimate end of servitude to Krishna. He takes many forms for the service of Krishna, and thus he serves the Lord. Sheta Ananta Char Kahi Ek Kala, Hena Prabhu Nityananda Kechane Tar Khela. That person of whom Lord Ananta is a Kala, or part of a plenary part, is Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who therefore can know the pastimes of Lord Nityananda.
So you can see here the Lord Ananta is exactly in the epitome of service. Yes? The whole idea is to understand that we are eternally the servant of Krishna. Eka, what is that word? Ar Sabha Britya. Eka, Eka Ishvara Krishna, is it?
Ekale Ishwar.
Eka
Ekale.
Ekale Ishvara Krishna, Arsa Bhritya. All others are servant.
एकले ईश्वर कृष्ण और सब भृत्य जारे जाय छे नाचाय से तैच्छे करे नृत्य. Lord Krishna alone is the supreme controller and all others are his servants. They dance as he makes them do so.
So this is the point. The living entity, the moment he comes to this material world, we forget that, been covered by Maya. 6154, Vishnu Purana.
विष्णु शक्ति परा प्रोक्ता क्षेत्रज्ञाख्या तथा परा अविद्या कर्म संज्ञान्या तृतीया शक्तिरिष्यते. The internal potency of the Supreme Lord Vishnu is spiritual as verified by the Shastras. There is another spiritual potency known as Kshetrajna or the living entity. The third potency, which is known as nescience, makes the living entity godless and fills him with fruitive activity.
So this is the point now. It makes him what? Godless and fills him with fruitive activity. So this fruitive activity is a very dangerous, Why? Because by working, it can make you what? Godless. Yeah. That's how Maya makes you nunam pravarte kurute vikarma. You understand? That's why fruitive activity are so risky. So risky. Because you see, it makes you, because when you say fruitive activity has got three things, What is that three things in the fruitive activity? Karma. Fruitive activity, actually there's no such word fruitive activity. Prabhupada, he has put this word in fruitive. You don't see that, right?
It's basically karma and vikarma.
Yes. So there's what? Karma, and then karma, vikarma, and so these are, of course,
Akarma is not fruitive activity.
karma is, of course, it is activity, but without any reaction. So when you do activity, you cannot escape doing the sinful activity. Correct? You understand? Because it is intertwined, all activities. Like now, let's say, for example, you are working and going to the whatever. But what your organization does is again a question mark. Is it not? They may, some or other, because they all are intertwined, they may be doing some sinful activities. Yes? So you cannot escape that, yes? No. And Krishna says any activity not done for him, what is that word? Yajnanartha. So that word is shown in chant.
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and that way you will always remain free from bondage.
This point here. So if you are doing these fruitive activities, If you don't do these activities for the Lord, then you will become what? Implicated. Yeah, correct? So that will be binding you. That will be. You see this word in this verse, can you go down to the Sanskrit? Mukta Sangha, you see that? You see this word Mukta Sangha? Huh? Prabhupada was explaining this point is Mukta Sangha, and in this other verse, 11, 3, 52, 51, 51. In this word, the same word Mukta Sangha is there also. 11, 3, 51. 50.
11, 251?
11, 3. Sorry, 12, 3. 12, 3. Not. Yes. In that verse, you see there, you see this verse, 12, 3, 51. We always chant this verse in Kirtaneva Krishna here, Mukta Sangha. Again, you see this word here, Mukta Sangha? Param Brajad. So again, the same thing, liberated from material bondage. So in other words, the only way out of this entanglement, as I say, Yajnanartha Karma Nayat. Unless and until the conditioned soul gets in association with the Lord, there's no question of coming out of this entanglement. There's no question. So here in this verse, Kali Yuga, you see that there's ocean of force. You see that ocean of dosha nidde. Dosha nidde means what? Nidda means what? See? An ocean of fault. But there's still one good quality about this age. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can become free from this bondage and be promoted to the Tantra kingdom. Just now we also read in the purport of one of the verse, no? Yeah, just now I think it's what? One who glorifies and one who hears him glorifying. Yeah, that just now we went to that verse, 5 something, 12. See this one. No, not this one, is it?
No, not this. Yeah.
Yeah, this verse. Yanama, is it? What is that pralambat? What is the pralambat? That's not pralambat. What does this pralambat mean? Out of joking, pralambat. So this verse, can you read this?
Even if he be distressed or degraded, any person who chants the holy name of the Lord, having heard it from a bona fide spiritual master, is immediately purified. Even if he chants the Lord's name jokingly or by chance, he and anyone who hears him are freed from all sin. Therefore, how can anyone seeking disentanglement from the material clutches avoid chanting the name of Lord Shesha? Of whom else should one take shelter?
To that point, so this verse is repeated many times in the Bhagavatam. You understand? In fact, there's one verse that eyes closed running also, you trip, you won't trip and fall also. I think you know, right? We quoted that many times, yeah? Okay, before I go there, I want to show this verse in this 6 to 14. 6 to 14. See here, 6 to 14 is Sanketyam, yeah, Parihasam. Parihasam means making fun of. Huh? The same word in Tamil, Parihasam. I'm sure it's in also your language, right? Telugu, everybody has this. Stobam, I don't know, Stobam.
Musical entertainment.
Musical entertainment. Helanam. This is also there, I think, in your Tamil language. Helanam.
Helaya Harayana.
Telugu also there.
Telugu have. Helanam means what?
Just a joke.
Joka. It says here neglectfully. Can you read this word?
Sanketyam parihasyam va stobham helanameva va vaikuntanama grahanam asheshaghaharam viduhu.
Asesaga. See that word? Asesa.
Agha.
Unlimited. Asesa. Sesa means limited, I guess.
Sesha means end.
And, no?
Aghaharam.
The Sanskrit word is, I mean, I don't know anything, but little thing, makes very, what we say, carries a lot of weight, each word. Read that thing.
One who chants the holy name of the Lord is immediately freed from the reactions of unlimited sins, even if he chants indirectly to indicate something else, jokingly, for musical entertainment, or even neglectfully. This is accepted by all the learned scholars of the scriptures.
See this? See how the whole emphasis is on hearing the holy name. And this is actually the cure for the conditioned soul. Yeah? That's why, you see, that's now we said the trip and fall. Where was that? 11 to 35. You see, even you run with your eyes closed. Was that the word? Yeah, Salakena.
यानास्थाय नरोराजन् न प्रमाद्येत कर्हिचित् धावन्निमील्यवानेत्रे न स्खलेन्न पतेदिह. O King, one who accepts this process of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead will never blunder on his path in this world. Even while running with eyes closed, he will never trip or fall.
But then why they fall down? Question.
What is the actual meaning of this verse?
I think one verse before you have to find out. Before this verse, there's another verse explaining 34, is it?
Not really.
So the point here is that adopting this process, Bhagavata Dharma, yeah? So this Bhagavata Dharma, how does it tie in with the chanting? Bhagavata Dharma is speaking about devotional service to the Lord. Yes? Is it not? What is Bhagavata Dharma? What? Where it says in the Bhagavad Dharma devotional service, how you prove that? How do you show that Bhagavad Dharma is devotional service? Huh? What is this Bhagavad Dharma? Huh? Does it say in that verse Bhagavad Dharma? Huh? It says, where it says Bhagavad Dharma is what is this Bhagavad Dharma? Huh? In my mind, I can only think of the first verse of the Bhagavatam. First verse and the second verse. Huh? Is it not? Huh? 4? 4:23:10. Bhagavad Dharmina Sadhu. So what is that Bhagavad Dharmina?
Bhagavad Dharminah.
What?
Bhagavad Dharminah sadho shraddhaya yatatah sada bhaktir bhagavati brahmanyan ananya vishaya bhavat. Maharaj Prithu thus engaged completely in devotional service, executing the rules and regulations strictly according to principles 24 hours daily. Thus, his love and devotion unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna developed and became unflinching and fixed.
So now this Bhagavad Dharma is improved, says here. What is this? The regulations strictly. Can you go up a bit? Engaged in devotional, executing the rules and regulations strictly according to the principle. Now, what is this thing he did? This Bhagavad Dharma says here is in devotional service. Yes? Correct? And what is this devotional service he did? 24 hours daily? So you have to go to 6, 3, what is that? 22. Right? This is how you connect, You see how you're connecting? Hello? You understand? So here in this verse, you see devotional service. What is that devotional service? Is it? Krishna also says, you can only come to me by bhakti. Bhakti amam abhijanante. Right? So bhakti here, this verse you see.
एतावानेव लोकेऽस्मिन् पुंसां धर्मः परः स्मृतः भक्तियोगो भगवति तन्नाम ग्रहणादिभिः.
So this word tannama granahadibi. See that word here, very important. What is that? Devotional. You want to read that?
Devotional service beginning with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is the ultimate religious principle for the living entity in human society.
That means Bhagavad Dharma means devotional service. Devotional service means beginning with hello? Beginning what? Yeah. In other words, Prithu Maharaj engaged 24 hours doing what? What he did?
He's known
Devotional service. What he did? He chanted the name of the Lord. Correct? 24 hours he was chanting. Correct?
He was known for puja.
Hmm?
He was known for puja.
He was known for puja, yeah. Ambrish Maharaj chanted.
But even Prithu Maharaj mentioned about.
I mean, even you do anything, you still must chant. Chanting is the, see, that's why it says in this verse, beginning with the chanting of the holy name of the, you understand? In other words, Bhagavad Dharma means chanting, and chanting is the only way to how to see God. That was the question. How do you, this thing has to be fixed. You see, always sliding down. Can you,
No, this is
what is wrong with this? See, always it, a little inconvenience. speaking and then it goes down. So, as I was saying, what was I saying? Huh? How to see God. What do you think he said? Huh? How do you see God?
Act in such a way that God wants to see you.
Huh?
Act in such a way that God wants to see you.
You act in such a way that God wants to see you. But how do I act? I don't know. So therefore, you see, this is in that verse, 11, 12, 17. In this verse, how to see God is explained here in this verse. I don't have time today. It looks like it. I'm already finished. I'm just beginning, but so you see in this verse, a very important verse. You see, this is spoken by the Bhagavan Vacha. That
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sa Esha Jivo Vivara Prasuti Pranena Ghoshena Guham Pravishtaha Manomayam Sukshmam Upetya Rupam Matra Svarovarna Itisthavishtaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Uddhava, the Supreme Lord gives life to every living being and is situated within the heart along with the life, air, and primal sound vibration. The Lord can be perceived in his subtle form within the heart by one's mind, since the Lord controls the minds of everyone, even great demigods like Lord Shiva. The Supreme Lord also assumes a gross form as the various sounds of the Vedas, composed of short and long vowels and consonants of different intonations."
what do you understand by this verse?
The Lord assumes the form of sound.
Yes, the Lord is coming in the form of sound. And what else is there? What is there? The Lord can be perceived by sound. Yes? And what else is there? Huh? He can be perceived in a subtle form within the heart. What is that in the heart? Super soul. Correct? So he can be perceived, the super soul can be perceived by one's what? Mind. In other words, if you want to see God, you can see him through the mind of yours by connecting to the sound that the Lord has given. The sound is not your sound, you know. It's that there's a material sound and there's a spiritual sound. Material sound, you chant and chant, you will go tired, you know. But if you chant the spiritual sound, you understand, not the spiritual sound. It's why he is represented by the what, all the mantras, all these pieces. What is that? So many mantras are there, right? Veda, so many things, right? Correct? Yes or not? So these mantras can connect you with the help of your mind. That's why the mind can be your friend or your. So if you use this mind in this way to connect with the Lord, because he's sitting in the heart, he's sitting in the heart. So if you use this sound vibration to connect to him, then you will be able to eventually see him as I am. That's why in the same verse, Bhagavad Gita, 11 what? 54, is it? You can see me as I am. Is it not? Hello? Yeah? Is it?
Bhaktya tvananyaya shaktya ahameva vidhorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha parantapa. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding.
To this point here. So therefore, the process is to chant his what? Name. So if you chant Krishna's name, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said that, yes? RD 773, yeah? Is it not? He says if you chant Krishna's name, very quickly you will be able to see his lotus feet. Yes? Yes or no? So you try to understand that seeing God as a way, and the process is through the mind. And the mind has to hear this mantra given by the spiritual master. Just now we also read in that verse, given by the spiritual. You understand? And when you do that, then your mind will become purified. And you will be able to see the lotus feet of the. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can obtain freedom from materialism. This is the point. By chanting, you first get what? Freedom. You come out of the material entanglement. And you will be able to, simply by chanting, you will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. So how to see God? The question is how to know where. But the process is by chanting the holy name of the Lord. That's why the mantra, when every time we say mantra, why we say mantra? Because it's connected to the man. What is the man? Mind. And tra means what? Tra means what? Deliver. That means to bring the mind out of this entanglement. Yes? So a mantra is something that can take you out of this problem. You understand? That's why in that verse, I quote every time 5:24:21. Huh? 5:24:21. 20 is because 21 is the best friend. I think 20. Sorry, 20. 20, see? See, in this verse, you see,
यस्य भावक्षुतपतन प्रस्खलनादिषु विवशः सक्रन्नामाभिगृणन् पुरुषः कर्मबन्धनम् अंजसा विधुनोति यस्य हैव प्रतिबाधनं मुमुक्षवो अन्यथैवोपलब्धं लभन्ते.
this word, karma bandhana. Just now we started the class with what? Karma bandha. See that? Karma bandhanam anjasa. Anjasa means what?
Nothing easily.
Very quick, is it?
Completely.
Completely. Anjasa vidunoti. Again, the same word. Sinvata swakata Krishna punya sravana kirtanam vidunoti shruhat satam. Again, you see how all these verses, the words are all what? The same word everywhere. Is it not? You understand? So you see here.
If one who is embarrassed by hunger or who falls down or stumbles chants the holy name of the Lord even once, willingly or unwillingly, he is immediately freed from the reactions of his past deeds. Karmis entangled in material activities face many difficulties in the practice of mystic yoga and other endeavors to achieve that same freedom.
You see the point here? Stumbles with what? Hunger. Every chance. Immediately get free from all his sinful. And not only that, he just get freed from all reaction his past deeds. And others who are trying to do anything else than chanting face many, many difficulties. You understand this program of chanting Hare Krishna? And here it is said that you get free from all sinful activities. And in other words, what is that verse? 1114, is it? 1114? Again, another word, you see. how you are completely entangled in this what? Ugra karma. What is that verse there? Beginning one? Apanam samsritim goram. See, samsriti means repeated cycle of birth and death, and goram means horrible, frightening. What is that? Goram?
Too complicated.
Complicated, messed up, completely messed up. Yes? See this verse here again?
आपन्नः संसृतिं घोरां यन्नाम विवशो गृणन् ततः सद्यो विमुच्येत यद्बिभेति स्वयं भयम्. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified.
So he gets free from sinful life. Here he gets free from the cycle of birth and death. Yeah? 12th canto. Hare Nama. Narayana. "47.
पतितः स्खलितश्चार्तः क्षुत्वा वा विवशो गृणन् हरये नाम इत्युच्चैर्मुच्यते सर्वपातकात्."
Free from all sinful life.
If when falling, slipping, feeling pain or sneezing, one involuntarily chants out in a loud voice obeisances to Lord Hari, one will be automatically freed from all his sinful reactions.
Then you'll get free from all. Now, even if you, that's now it says that even you hear others chanting also, you get what? That's not. There was again this point that Jagai and Madai, we just witnessed this show, Jagai and Madai. Yeah. So when this Jagai and Madai, they were terrorizing everyone. So when the Kirtan party came, this Jagai, he appreciated this chanting. Do you know that part in the Chaitanya Bhagavata? He appreciated. And because he appreciated, that's also explained by Queen Kunti. Eh? 186. So Queen Kunti, she said this, you see.
शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति गृह्णन्त्यभीक्ष्णशः स्मरन्ति नन्दन्ति तवेहितं जनाः त एव पश्यन्त्यचिरेण तावकं भवप्रवाहो परमं पदाम्बुजम्. Take pleasure. O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant, repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death.
See that here? Take pleasure, others doing so. Or you hearing, or you just witness, and you're happy to see that. Huh? You understand? So you see how the holy name is so powerful. Huh? Correct? In fact, Haridas Thakur, he said, even if you chant while speaking, you say ha here and you say ra. Even that also you get benefit. You know, you said one word here, he gets the example also. So you see how the conditions are. That's why we have taken human birth. I'm sure you must say something ha and something ra. Correct? Yeah. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu definition of a Vaishnava is what? Even if he chanted once. If you chant once and you can qualify how much that the Lord is giving, so much what? Benefit, Can you understand this? That's why someone who don't want to do, they are a fool, complete fool. Complete foolish. There's a verse that says, I think in 15:110, 15:110, except one who is a dumb,
That term is not the full.
but still he can hear what? Unless he's deaf and dumb. Then what to do?
Brave.
And even he claps seeing something, that also can.
This is that verse, right?
Huh?
Vibrating in parts.
Vibrating parts. Yeah, this one. What is this?
It's Haridas Thakur.
What was it?
Haridas Thakur.
Haridas Thakur, yes. What number is this?
Antya 3.60.
360, huh?
नामैकं यस्य वाचि स्मरणपथगतं श्रोत्रमूलं गतं वा शुद्धं वा शुद्धवर्णं व्यवहितरहितं तारयत्येव सत्यं तच्चेद्देहद्रविणजनता लोभपाषण्डमध्ये निक्षिप्तं स्यान्न फलजनकं शीघ्रमेवात्र विप्र. If a devotee once utters the holy name of the Lord, or if it penetrates his mind or enters his ear, which is the channel of oral reception, that holy name will certainly deliver him from material bondage, whether vibrated properly or improperly, with correct or incorrect grammar, or properly joined or vibrated in separate parts. O Brahmana, the potency of the holy name is therefore certainly great. However, if one uses the vibration of the holy name for the benefit of the material body, for material wealth and followers, or under the influence of greed or atheism, in other words, if one utters the name with offenses, such chanting will not produce the desired result very soon. Therefore, one should diligently avoid offenses in chanting the holy name of the Lord.
Well, it's not the verse, no?
Yeah, this
No,
is not in parts.
Oh, vibration in parts, huh?
Yeah, so actually, in the Jiva Goswami explains in the purport.
Purport.
Yeah, Sanatana Goswami, he gives a long Sanskrit thing. This means that if one somehow or other hears, utters, or remembers the holy name, or if it catches his mind while coming near his ears, that holy name, even if vibrated in separate words, will act. An example of such separation is given as follows. The whole Sanskrit. Suppose one is using the two words halam riktam. Now the word syllable ha and in the word halam and the syllable ri in riktam are separately pronounced, but nevertheless the holy name will act because one somehow or other utters the word hari. Similarly, in the word Raja Mahishi, the syllables Ra and Ma appear in two separate words, but because they somehow or other appear together, the holy name Rama will act, provided there are no offenses. The holy name has so much spiritual potency that it can deliver one from all sinful reactions and material entanglements, but utterance of the holy name will not be very soon fruitful if done to facilitate sinning.
So you see how? Yeah? Even you break up and you chant, Manorama, Panorama. What is it? They say panorama. Huh?
Yeah.
See how the Lord is making the condition so get some kind of how the word, if you just chant Rama here, Hari there, Haram, the word Haram. And man went back to Gardet by chanting Haram.
That one is the verse.
Huh? This is the Narishima Purana. Right?
Yeah. Damshtritamshtrahatomlecho harameti punah punah uktvapi muktimapnoti kim punah shraddhaya grinan. Even a mlecha, actually it's referring to the Muslim man, who is being killed by the tusk of a boar and who chants in distress again and again, haram, haram, attains the liberation. attains liberation. What then to speak of those who chant the holy name with veneration and faith?
See that? See how the holy name is so powerful. Yeah? There's so much of a thing about this. Much, of course, you must chant attentively. There's no question of in 6.3.24. Even you pronounce a little out also, you get the benefit, you know. You see, 6.3.24.
एतावतालमघनिर्हरणाय पुंसां सङ्कीर्तनं भगवतो गुणकर्मणाम्नाम् विकृष्य पुत्रमघवान्यदजामिलोऽपि नारायणेति म्रियमाण इयाय मुक्तिम्. Therefore, it should be understood that one is easily relieved from all sinful reactions by chanting the holy name of the Lord and chanting of His qualities and activities. This is the only process recommended for relief from sinful reactions. Even if one chants the holy name of the Lord with improper pronunciation, he will achieve relief from material bondage if he chants without offenses. Ajamil, for example, was extremely sinful, but while dying, he merely chanted the holy name and complete liberation, and he achieved, and although calling his son, he achieved complete liberation caused by liberation because he remembered the name of Narayana.
So you see that just now earlier on, you did the word, even if he chants
Improper pronunciation.
improper pronunciation. Okay? Understand? Another, I was reading, then I came across this verse, 11:28-25. As I keep speaking, the crowd becomes smaller. Everyone disappears. This words, it's kind of strike me. You want to
समाहितैः कः करणैर्गुणात्मभिर्गुणो भवेन्मत्सु विविक्तधाम्न विक्षिप्यमाणैर्उत किं नु दूषणं घनैरुपेतैर्विगतैरवेः किम्. For one who has properly realized my personal identity as a supreme Godhead, what credit is there if his senses, mere products of the material modes, are perfectly concentrated in meditation? And on the other hand, what blame is incurred if his senses happen to become agitated? Indeed, what does it mean to the sun if the clouds come and go?
this point here. So in other words, if you understand Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and if your senses drift away sometime, it is not any loss. You follow? Just like you improperly chanted, or sometimes your concentration drift out, right? There's no loss. There's no.
But are these verses not mentioned just to encourage us, but ultimately we have to chant it attentively?
Of course, you cannot space out. The idea is that momentarily you go, it doesn't really, momentarily, not totally. Totally is a fall down, yes? So when I read this, I was kind of, what happens to the sun if the cloud come and go? You understand? Because you should chant attentively. You cannot try to circumvent that. It is not. But you see, there's so many leeways, and like the word ha there, the re here, you improperly chanting, or you stand and appreciate, or you hear, all this gives us the benefit of liberating us from this material. The point is that. So why not, if you take part in it with complete devotion, then how much your benefit will be? I think there's a word for that. I think it's 6.3, bottom of the 6.3. The 6.3, the last verse or something. You can see here, this verse, 6.3.31. Yeah. No, one more verse above that. Ends with a question mark, actually. What more if a person is, got it? Yeah, then we just kind of, let me look at the,
240.
yeah,
6:40.
6.2,
That is different, right?
6.2, 40,
49.
48, 49.
Last day.
Yeah, with the question mark here, you see.
म्रियमाणो हरेर्नाम गृणन् पुत्रोपचारितम् अजामिलोऽप्यगाद्धाम किमुत श्रद्धया गृणन्. While suffering at the time of death, Ajamil chanted the holy name of the Lord, and although the chanting was directed toward his son, he nevertheless returned home back to Godhead. Therefore, if one faithfully and inoffensively chants the holy name of the Lord, where is the doubt that he will return to Godhead?
Then this is the point, you see. Without even what he subconsciously chanted and he went back, what if you consciously chant? Huh? There's the next verse, is it? Finish, this is the last one.
That's the last one.
So, how much more you will benefit? Huh? Even though you make a mistake, you cannot do. There's a word. Huh? I think it is in that 11:28. Huh? So in this 11:28, there's one more verse. Suppose you fall down for some reason. The demigods, he kind of 29, huh? Yeah, 29. 11:28, 29. So sometimes this happens, a person's devotional service is checked, Kuyogi, not perfect. They fall down for some reason.
कुयोगिनो ये विहितान्तरायैर्मनुष्यभूतैस्त्रिदशोपसृष्टैः ते प्राक्तनाभ्यासबलेन भूयो युञ्जन्ति योगं न तु कर्मतन्त्रम्. Sometimes the progress of imperfect transcendentalists is checked by attachment to family members, disciples, or others who are sent by envious demigods for that purpose. But on the strength of their accumulated advancement, such imperfect transcendentalists will resume their practice of yoga in the next life. They will never again be trapped in the network of fruitive work.
Then never again be trapped because they have fallen down for some reason, but there's no loss. In other words, chanting, there is no loss, only gain. See? That's why who will not chant the holy name? I think there's also a word, right? Huh? Who will not chant? Except the one who is dumb. 15110, right? Yes? I think that's the word, is it?
No, not
Yeah.
a question.
Who will not chant?
There is, it's about glories of Krishna is mentioned also like that. I'm listening. Not exactly one.
I think the 15110. Who will not chant except the one who is what? Dumb.
Or 1014, I think.
Yeah?
1014.
1014 also. Nivitta Tase Upagema. One who is what? Animal killer. Killer of the soul.
Who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except the butcher or one else?
Except a butcher or one who is killing his own. These are the person who will not chant. So anyway, I think I explained my point. Huh? Yes?
I have a question.
So you have to take it a little seriously and chant Krishna's name. And you get all the benefits. Of course, if you must hear from the pure devotee, to hear also from a devotee also is very effective. Yeah. Because if you hear from the pure devotee, and you can see how Prabhupada, he went and the first thing did was just chant. Yes. And that attracted the whole world. Correct? So I guess I covered most of the thing, I think so.
This, I have a question. This 11, 12, 17, it says the holy name, I mean the sounds of the Vedas,
Yes.
but it is mentioned there that these sounds are a gross form. Matra swaro varna iti swastavishta. Matra swara, intonation varna. So the Supreme Lord also assumes a gross form as the various sounds of the Vedas, composed of short and long vowels. So here it is, there is material sound and spiritual sound, but here the Lord is said that the Lord assumes a gross form. Sound is one of the gross elements, 5 elements. I mean the ether, I mean
Gross refers to the elements. Huh?
the elements. So in the sound, that means the mantra is made up of alphabets, which are considered material sounds. So, but he's there.
Yeah. Composed of short and long vowels and consonants of different intonation. So all the mantras of the Vedas are also very powerful.
But why is it said gross form instead of transcendental?
Maybe the Vedic sounds are a little gross. In that sense, the word gross, not the gross, but the gross means a little what we say, not so fine, you know. The finer one is the holy name, you know, pure. But in the Vedas, you know, it's all in the
Even the like there is an example of a story of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he quoted this thing that Namakshar and Nama, the difference between Namakshar chanting and Nama chanting. Said if one is not one if one is chanting with offenses, he is only pronouncing the alphabets Nama Akshara, but he's not chanting the Nama. He's not touching even the Nama. He only
yeah, even then you stunted grossly. I mean, that's all the form of the Lord, probably in that sense, you know.
like even the deity is like a stone for a person who's not advanced. Just like stone, gross form which we can see, but he's still transcendental.
Correct. So there
So even
could
in
be
the
in that
song,
sense is that the gross form of the Lord, just like the deity. You do all the chanting and that it's a little gross, you know, because Vedic mantras are all meant for gross worship actually.
the thing is, even though he assumes a gross form, he's still transcendental, right?
Yeah,
So that's
you say she's still coming from the. So the Vedic mantras are a little gross because it is pertaining to karma kanda thing, you know, right? How much more you get by chanting the pure form of the Lord. Yes? Huh? That's why we have that verse, you know, 4:24:32. Huh? For the mantra to be very potent, you know. This verse we quote Lord Shiva is saying, no? Correct? Lord Shiva is
Maitreya.
saying,
Maitreya?
purport.
Hmm. Lord Shiva voluntarily came to bless the sons of the king as well as do something beneficial for them. He personally chanted the mantra so that the mantra would be more powerful, and he advised that the mantra be chanted by the king's sons, Rajaputras. When the mantra is chanted by a great devotee, the mantra becomes more powerful. Although the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is powerful in itself, a disciple upon initiation receives the mantra from his spiritual master. For when the mantra is chanted by the spiritual master, it becomes more powerful. Lord Shiva advised the sons of the king to hear him attentively, for inattentive hearing is offensive.
So here it defines the word gross and the more, you know, powerful by chanted by the spiritual master. You understand this point? So, anything else? Any more to add? Nothing?
Why Lord Ananta is known as King?
Kshetragya. Kshetragya is referring to the soul, spirit soul. Huh? Yeah.
Why you're asking Ananta?
Ananda says he refers to Kshetragya.
When he started actually, the boss was
Where is it? What verse? Let me see. I don't think so. It is meaning that Kshetragya is usually
Sarva
referring.
Kshetreshu Bharatam. Kshetrajna, of all Kshetra, he's knower. In one sense, he's also Kshetrajna.
Kshetra means field of activities, the body. You know,
Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi
the
sarva
one who
kshetra.
knows the body or who is functioning in the body is the soul. The
Which
soul
one?
is referred to as the Kshetragya.
Huh?
remember the boss is
He doesn't remember.
525, 20,
You take out. Never mind, you take out and you show us now. All right, then.
When there is past 11 showing that it was 11. So that what code also given is sound vibration. Devotion and we can transcendental vibration.
What is that again?
We got code.
Of what?
11, 12, 17.
that the sound vibration when it hits the mind. 11, 12,
This gross form sound. 11, 12, 17.
What
purport.
by Krishna Chakravarti also, Jiva Goswami says it's like a transcendental.
According to Bhagavad Gita, such literatures deal mostly with the three modes of mental: Traigunya, Vishya, and Nistraigunya God. You were saying this now. The gross form.
Sridhar Swami explains.
And that due to control of the illusory energy Maya, personality of God appears to the conditioned soul as part of the material universe. The imagined imposition of gross and subtle material qualities on the personality of God is called avidya or ignorance. And through such ignorance, the living entity considers himself to be the doer of his own activities and becomes bound up in the network of karma.
So when the living entity is conditioned, he kind of think that the Lord is also material. You understand? That's why we have the deity worship. You follow? He has to come in this gross form for us to perceive. So similarly, in that sense, it's been explained here. The sound, the gross manifestation means that the Lord become manifest in the material world, even to those devotees who are not completely advanced in Krishna consciousness, whose vision is not completely purified. That just like the deity. Why the deity? I mean, we see material form, no? Correct? Because we are less advanced. So he manifests in his gross form. That's the explanation.
Actually, his mercy.
Huh?
It's actually his mercy that he becomes available to lesser advanced devotees.
Just like the universal form. That is actually a material form, gross. Correct? So to help us perceive, he has to manifest this gross form so that we can surrender to him and, eventually make advancement. So by hearing the gross vibration also benefits. Because everything of the Lord is spiritual. That's why this, what's his name? Narada. He told that, what's his name? The one who wrote Ramayana? Valmiki. Yeah, he told him, no, I'm sinful, I cannot chant. I think you chant Mara. Mara is the gross form of the Lord, is it not? So he chanted Mara, 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 and he became purified. You see how it Acharyas are so expert, no? Hey. He said, I cannot chant Ram. I'm too sinful, I will not chant. I cannot. Huh? And you see how the Acharya, that's why this verse refers to that point. He engaged him in the gross chanting of the, even if it's gross, it also benefits. This is very powerful. Of course, in that verse, Prabhupada also said, I didn't finish that part about seeing, that you learn how to see by seeing the, what verse he quoted? 7, 8, 7, 6. What is that? Water, taste of water. Rasoham apsu kauntaya. You see, in that verse, you drinking water, the taste, it is Krishna. Or you see the sun and Prabhasmi Sasi Sura Yoho. By seeing the sun and the moon, you will see, oh, this is the power of Krishna. So these are the ways, that's also a gross way, This is a gross way. Understanding that the Lord is there. Yes, all this, the Lord is trying to, teach us how to perceive Him. And that is, like there's another place, Prabhupada. Whenever you see the flower, that's a smiling face of Krishna. So there's so many analogies, so that you can bring your contaminated mind towards Krishna. That's the whole idea, to somehow or other connect to, in this verse, 16:1. Prabhupada is giving a class on this 16.1. You see here the word Abhayam, Jnana, Yogena, which the Abhayam, Sattva, Samsuddhi, Jnana Yogena Vyastitihi. In these two lines only he gave a whole class on this point. So you see this word Abhayam, Sattva, Samsuddhi. In order to come to this purified platform and become free from fear, the only way is Jnana Yogena Vyastiti. Jnana means what? Yoga means what?
Devotional service.
Samsuti, Vyavasiti means what? You must be situated, I think, right? So, in other words, you need knowledge to come out of this fearful condition of life and get purified. So, knowledge is very important. You understand this? The whole thing about it. Cultivation of spiritual knowledge. And without this cultivation of spiritual knowledge, then it's not possible. That's why that verse, 11:11:4. 11:11:4. Unless you are getting the knowledge, you don't know how you can come out of your suffering. It's not possible. You see? So we are talking about transcendental knowledge. That's why the word yoga is put in that word jnana. Did you follow? So we really need to connect ourselves. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came and made simple. You know, you don't know, never mind. You chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Immediately you are elevated to the highest platform. And that will be the source of our liberation. Mukta Sangha Param Vijay. Although you are here, you are not touched by the Maya. You understand? So these are all explanation to make us understand the very important aspect of chanting Krishna's name. Not only chanting, if you hear, others chanting, if you hear, also benefit. That's why we are told to go out and do what? Harinam. Because this holy name can cut through all material contamination. That's it. Nam Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. Yes. So, okay. Anything else? Very, very long class. We started late actually at 9 o'clock. All right. So, take prasadam. Very Saturday is always late prasadam. Huh? Brunch, they call it in India. Lunch and what? Breakfast mixed up. Even if you take that mixed up, you get purified.